Hey, Christopher Yaks here, and the core of what yoga teaches is choice. That we have a choice in any given situation, and that choice is really what they're saying the choice is how are we going to see the situation? What story are we going to tell ourselves? Is that going to be an empowering story or a disempowering story? Another way of saying that is that our circumstances don't have to dictate our future realities. John and I, and all our brothers and sisters, grew up in a family, in a situation that did not propel us, didn't feed us with a silver spoon and set us up financially and emotionally and mentally with this baseline foundation that will provide all of the experiences of success and all these different levels. But what happened is, through yoga and through the process, we recognized that whatever the story we were telling ourselves, it was open to interpretation. Reality is bendable in that way, and if we can frame our stories in a way that will empower us, where if I can use the dysfunction of my life, if I can use the mud of my life and all of the emotional trauma of my life as fuel, as lessons, as an experience that doesn't bind me but frees me, if I can literally use it as a springboard to have the emotional content to say no more, I will not live this way anymore, it can be the fuel for the fire of your life. So in this whole process, when we started looking at the most successful people and seeing that their life story was really no different than ours, in the sense of their families were dysfunctional, father there, not there, mom there, not there, siblings, the craziness of what that is. But so when we started looking at it and we started looking at what yoga could really do, we found that for most people it was just the physical. But then we saw this the grandeur of what we wanted out of life and what it was helping us do on all these different levels. And so when we were talking about this yoga life mastery, and we've been discussing the life mastery code, the next level is to look at our lives in 3 pillars: self-mastery, relationship mastery, and lifestyle mastery. And so the idea is under there, under self-mastery, and we start with self-mastery because you are the common denominator. I am the common denominator in every other experience of my life. And if we start there, through the body and through the mind and through the heart, and I can do the daily practices that gets my body feeling good and strong and flexible, and I do the daily practices of mental focus and mindfulness where I can be directed with my mental energy and I can be very laser beam focused about what I want to achieve that day. And then I can have the heart that there's an idea that resentment, when I hold on to it, like for me personally with my dad, I held on to it for so long, and it was literally me leaving a piece of myself, a piece of my soul in the past, thinking that the experience that I had shouldn't have happened, it was a mistake. And then living in that resentment kept me from living fully within myself. And literally, it wasn't like, yes, it kept me living from being fully intimate and loving with the people, the significant people in my life. But that was just a function of me feeling incomplete and not being able to give myself love. So this idea of self-mastery, and we'll detail it more later, is really working the mind, working the body, working the heart, and doing the daily practices that keep all 3 of those levels optimally primed and ready to take on the day. So we have self-mastery, and we'll uncover that a little bit more. You have relationship mastery, and you have lifestyle mastery. Those are the 3 pillars that we run through the life mastery code, and we see, all right, let me get some real information about where I am right now. How does that make me feel? Where do I want to be? And what are some results that I can measure my progress when I'm getting to my dream, getting to that new level of my life, whether it's self, whether it's relationship, or whether it's lifestyle. So I'm really excited about the information to come. I hope you stay with us. Thanks so much.